Hello, Sergeant Devil Dog here, and welcome to episode 42 in my series on construction simulators. It's also part 4 in our Hotel Complex 2 build. So what we need to do is we've got to build a car park, so we're going to jump in our tipper truck and actually drive it down to the far end of the car park. So when we actually dig out the car park area, we can actually capture the soil and sell off the soil to make a little bit extra coin. Alright, so we'll go, might actually start right at the far end, and then I'll start halfway along the block and dig to the far end, and if need be we can turn around and dig back towards the main road. So I'll just park the truck here. Then we'll actually jump out and run over and jump into our front end loader, and we'll start digging out this area, highlighted area. Once we get to the front end loader, simply hold your triangle button down to climb in your cab. We'll just swing around and then we'll drive over to the block. I'm going to start on the right hand side about halfway down, but what I'll do is I'll reposition myself, change the camera angle, and then hold the triangle button down, and there's the area we need to dig out, the highlighted red area. So we'll take a few buckets out, see how deep we have to dig, and then we'll hold the triangle button in again, and we'll show you once you've dug out enough ground it'll actually turn green. So we'll just start driving forward, lowering the front bucket into the ground, and then slowly dig in as we go. You need to excavate right to the edge of the yellow line. As you see, when we're digging, it's actually the line's disappearing. Once we've got a full bucket, we'll just drive forward and tip it in the back of the truck. And now we'll just reverse back and start back where we started and see if we can scoop up any extra soil. You can tell your bucket's full by the yellow line going around the outside of your speedo. Once it actually goes right around, it's actually showing you your bucket's full. And another hint is once you actually got a full bucket, you'll actually start pushing a windrow of dirt on either side of your bucket. Alright, we'll throw this one in. That's 2 buckets. You normally put 4 to 5 buckets in your loader in the back of the truck before you actually have to sell the soil. So there we go. We've got a little section there that's at the right depth in the middle. So we'll just start a little bit early and run over the same area. Try to dig a bit more soil out as we go. Once we actually get this first run at the right depth, it'll be easier to level out the block right across as you go. Right, go. A 3rd bucket. Try to put it in that front section a bit. Now we'll reverse all the way back, roughly halfway, and we'll start doing the next run. As you can see, the floor where you're actually digging changes colour a bit. That's roughly an indicator that you're at the right depth at that point. It's taken nearly a full run to actually fill your bucket up this time. So that's showing that's pretty much the right depth for that section. Well, we'll pick that one out. Turn actually the lights on because it's night time. You can actually just skip forward and reset your time so it's daylight, which will make it easier to actually excavate out. If you look on your left hand side there, you can roughly see the ground's a bit higher. That's ground we haven't worked, and where we're actually digging out now, it's actually ground we've taken a little bit out. Still not low enough because as you can see we're still filling up the bucket as we go along. Right, it should be just about right now. Right, that's our 5th bucket. So what we'll do is we'll jump out and we'll actually sell that truckload of dirt. on the truck, highlight the little man, go to sell dirt, rightio. Now what I'll do is I'll move the truck forward, and what I'll do is I'll jump the video forward to when we just about finish the job, so you don't have to watch me excavate the whole job out. Rightio, we're at 91%. Should only need to do 1 or 2 more cuts. We're still working towards the truck, but I've actually sold 3 loads of dirt so far. We're just starting in on a 4th load. Well, should be able to get to 100% on this final cut. So I'll try to cut right along this yellow line. There we go, most of it's pretty level. Cut right along this yellow line, and it should actually finish us off. There's 97, 98. There we go, 100%. I'll just keep digging right to the end. You don't have to dig right to the end. I'm just trying to get an extra bucket of dirt so it actually will fit in the truck, so we've got something to sell. It's actually asking us to move your loader and your dump truck out of the blue zone now. This is your work area. So what we'll do is we'll go and park this loader back over opposite the street. Then we'll run back, jump in the truck, sell the dirt, and then we'll just move the truck outside the blue area. Park it up here, climb out, turn the lights off, climb out again, we'll run all the way back. As you can see, the sun's coming up, so it's taken us most of the night to actually excavate out that area. As you can see, there's a nice little bit of a step of the area you've dug out, so we'll quickly sell this dirt. Well, I'll just drive out the back of this box to the right hand side. As soon as we leave the blue box, it should change. Now it's actually asking us to deliver a few loads of gravel. So I'll just quickly turn around out the back here. And what we'll do, we'll quick buy a load of gravel. And we'll start along this right hand side up against the building. We'll actually pull the gravel out. So what you need to do is drive onto the job site, hit your square button, bring up your man, and the first product's gravel. Quick load your truck. Now what we need to do is lift our tray up, and as the dirt starts coming out the back, we need to drive off along the block and spread the gravel out along the block. So what we're going to do is quickly move along. You don't want to put it too deep because it'll take excess gravel. You'll have to buy an extra load or 2. So you need to pick your perfect moving speed. You don't want it too thin, or your percentage gauge won't go up. So what we'll do is, once I run out of this truck load, I'll cut the video and I'll come back when we're just about finishing this load. It's about 20% per load. Right, we're on our 4th load now. We've worked right across the block. So we've just got a tiny little bit left in the truck. I'll tip out, and then we'll have to buy a new load of gravel to finish off this run. Right, it's just run out. We're at 92%, so we'll have to buy another load. As you can see, I'm on my 4th run, which is right up against the fence. So we'll start tipping it out. There we go, we'll start moving down the block. 94, 95, 97, 98. There we go, we've hit 100%. We'll just drop the tub down and just drive out of the blue box. The gravel should auto level itself once you pull out of the block. Now it's actually asking us to compact the gravel, so we'll run over here and grab our gravel roller, which is our big roller, and we'll actually drive this one back, and we'll have to compact the gravel surface. Same as if you're doing your roads. There we go. This roller doesn't move that quick, so it could take a little bit to drive across here. Once you actually drive onto the work area where the gravel's been laid, you need to turn on your compactor and actually work your way around the block. So I'll just swing around here, just get it inside that concrete area, hit the square button, turn on your compactor and just start driving off. As I like doing with all these jobs, I'll actually work around the outside of the job site, making a border, and then I'll work my way into the centre. That way if you drive outside the job site, your compactor doesn't turn off. You don't have to bounce over that curve. You've actually got around the outside of your job. So I'll take a couple of turns back and forth. We'll swing around. As you see, the gravel you've compacted turns into a darker grey and a smoother grey. It's actually compacting all those big rocks in the small, tight, compact rocks. So you can actually see the areas you have done and you haven't done. So what I'll do is when I go around this corner here, I'll actually cut the video. I'll come back to you. We're just about finished compacting this area. Right, yeah, as you can see, I've done 2 runs up each side of the block. We're up to roughly 94% coming back down this side, 97, and there we go, we've hit 100%, so we'll turn off the compactor and we'll just reverse this roller off the job site. Now it's actually asking us to asphalt the car park area, and then we'll need to roll the asphalt once it's laid. So just kind of swing around so I can see where I'm parking this thing. We'll go park this up near that excavator. Once we've actually finished this job, the next job we'll be taking on is continue tarring a road around the outside of this complex. So we'll just park over here, and what we'll have to do is go grab our asphalt paver and our small roller. We don't actually have it down here on site, so we'll just go into our inventory, asphalt paver, take it out of storage, we'll take the roller out of storage, and then we'll fast travel them back down to the job site. And here we go, here's our asphalt paver. We'll just drive this down. I'll start up against the edge of the building on the left hand side. Should be able to tar this car park in 3 runs. So I'll tar the left side, then the right side, then finish off tarring down the centre. So I'll roughly square up, then I'll actually extend the arms out so you can see how wide you can tar. Now we want to set up our left hand side arm level with the curve and gutter on the left hand side of the job we want to tar. We want it to overlap a tiny bit but not too much. And once we actually get into position, I'll quickly fill the hopper of the asphalt paver. I should be in position. Auto fill the hopper. Now what I can do is drop the back boom. If you're in position, you'll actually see the asphalt come out of the back of the machine. Right out, and we'll just travel down this left hand side. If you're going too far to the left, just turn to the right a little bit. Yep, we're going a bit too far to the left. You can actually see on the right hand side of the area you've paved, it's stepping to the left. So we just need to turn the nose away from the building a little bit and square it up so it runs nice and even. Yeah, it's still moving to the left a tiny bit. Alright, we'll just run right over to the edge and then we'll stop and lift our back boom up. Now we'll turn around and run down the right hand side of the job. Try not to hit the side of the building when we actually turn. So we'll go across. As you can see, we've still got about 1/3 of a load of asphalt in the paver. Once it runs out, we'll actually stop and quickly auto-fill the asphalt hopper again. So I'll just drive onto the job site and put the back boom down, and then I'll actually cut the video till we're actually coming back down on our final run. Put the back boom down. We'll just start moving off and then I'll cut the video. Alright, we're just lining up to this final run. What I'm doing is actually dropping the back boom. I like leaving the back boom out wide so it actually covers both sides. for the asphalt. He'll only fill in the centre that you've missed, but this way he'll get both edges at once. I like changing the angle so I'm looking out the front of the window. There we go, we've hit 100%, so the rest of the job's filled in. So we'll put the boom up, put the arms in, I'll change the job and we'll reverse back off the job site. As you can see, I've still got a little bit of asphalt in the hopper. We'll leave that in there for when we start our next job. You can actually sell that asphalt, but it'll cost you money to get rid of it. So I just leave whatever material is left in the machines until I start the next job, and that way you don't have to buy that little bit. Now what we need to do is get our little roller, asphalt roller, which is your small roller. So we'll go into vehicles, company vehicles, in the roll was the asphalt roller. We'll fast travel that down to the job site. Right, now what we'll do is we'll actually pull onto the asphalt we've just laid out, and as per with the gravel roller, I'll actually start on the outside of the job and I'll do a box area. You need to turn on your compactor as well. When you're in the asphalt, you'll actually see the machine sink into the asphalt, and as per all jobs when we're doing rolling, we'll start on the outside and do an outside run around the area, which will build you a bit of a border so you don't actually have to drive off the job site, because if you do, it will turn the compactor off and you'll have to keep stopping and starting the compactor. The good thing about actually doing this fresh asphalt is it's looking a bit rough and grey, but once you actually have rolled it, it turns into a nice smooth dark black area. So once you've run around your borders, it does make it easier to actually see where you've done and you haven't done. And what we'll do is when I turn this corner, I'll actually cut the video again and I'll come back to you once we've actually rolled most of the area. Right, there we go. We've done a couple of runs around each side again. I think we're on our third run on our right hand side, and we've done 3 on our left hand side. So it's coming up nicely. We're in our 96%, 97, 98. So we'll have to do one more run. There we go. We've actually hit 100%. So we'll turn the compactor off and we'll just drive straight across the road. Righto, it's actually asking us to excavate some foundations now. So we'll just move this roller over the side here. We'll jump in our excavator, but we'll just take a quick run over and look where we're actually working. I'd actually say the area we have to excavate will be on the western side of the main building, or the riverside. So we'll just run over here and roughly check out how big of an area we need to dig out. Rightio, it's right back here level with the crane. It doesn't look like that big of an area. So what we'll do is we'll run back over. We'll move our tipper truck into position first. So when we actually excavate the hole, we can actually capture the soil. What I'll do is I'll quickly sell this gravel. I'll reverse back around. We should just about be able to dig this whole pit without moving the excavator. So I'll roughly line this truck up facing back towards the main road. We want it roughly about 45 degrees, the back end facing the hole we're digging, so when we swing the bucket around we're not lifting it up over the cab. Now we'll run back and we'll grab our excavator. There's a fair bit to this job, it's taking a fair bit of time, a lot of different little modules need to be done. Change the camera angle so look out the front window. We'll just reverse back, then we can turn around and then drive forward. This thing doesn't move that quick. In most excavators you've actually got to a turtle and a rabbit switch you can throw for when you're tramming, so you actually speed up. So it could take us a minute or so just to tram back over to the job. 4 kilometres an hour, pretty slow. What we'll do is we'll roughly park the excavator roughly halfway across the block so we can dig both left and right side of the machine. There we go. Just held down the triangle button so you can see the highlighted area we need to dig out. We've got a fairly long reach with this excavator, so we should be able to cover this whole block pretty easily. Rightio. I'll take the first bucket just outside the yellow box, we'll swing it around and we'll reposition our truck. Right, no, should be right just there actually. I'll take a couple of buckets sideways and then we'll actually highlight the triangle again and actually see if we're deep enough. We don't actually seem to be digging much dirt out, so this is obviously not a very deep excavation. Most probably could have done this with the loader by the looks of it. So we're digging down a full bucket and we're only getting like a third or a quarter of a bucket. Oh, yep. It won't actually allow you to dig too deep. It'll only allow you to dig down to the green area, no matter how much soil it looks like you've dug out. Right, I'll just skip forward on the excavation. I'll just move forward. 95%, only take an extra couple of buckets. We should have this job full. Right, there we go, we've hit 100%. So we'll just dump this bucket in the back of the truck. Right, we'll go and park this excavator back over, opposite the job site. Right, now that we've cleared the area, it's actually asking us to deliver some gravel to the job site. So it looks like we're actually putting in some foundations for another building. Now that I know that, we could have most probably just used the front end loader to actually dig out this area rather than use the big excavator. So we'll just park on this side of the front end loader. Alright, we'll turn the lights off. Alright, we'll just put the bucket on the ground, turn those lights off, jump out of the excavator and run back over to the truck. When we get to the truck, we'll quickly sell the dirt in the back of the truck and then we'll reverse onto the job site and then quick fill the truck with gravel. What I might do is change to daytime. It's easy to see when we're actually in the daytime. I'll climb in the truck, hold the square button down, highlight the man, quick sell the dirt. Yeah, we'll get a load of gravel. Now what we'll need to do is actually drive inside that yellow box and do like we did on the car park and actually tip some gravel out inside the yellow box. It's a bit awkward because it's only a small area. So I'll try to square up on this far right hand side. Right, we'll lift our truck up, lift the tray up, try to move forward and tip off inside the box. Hopefully we'll be able to get this whole 100% done with one load of gravel. I'm not too sure. Just keep tipping until we get to the far side of the job and drop the tray down. Try to reverse back over a little bit. Try not to hit that timber and stuff we put down on the job, so we'll turn around. At 37%, so we might actually have to buy another truckload of gravel. Right, we'll try to do along this far end. Right, as it's tipping out. Keep tipping. Right, now we'll swing around and run a trail back down next to the one we've come. First line. Don't want to keep tipping on the same stuff. Right out, there we go, we've run out of dirt, so we'll have to actually buy another load of gravel. Let's put the tray down. It's 65%, so we'll take 2 loads. I like the man, buy another load of gravel. Start tipping it out. Start driving forward. 67, 72, 78, 80, 80, 82. But we'll have to stop and move a bit further across. There we go. Sometimes actually driving over the top of the gravel will actually spread it out a little bit more. Right, we'll have to start here, lift our tub up, start driving up again. There we go, we hit 100%. So I'll tip all the gravel out, put our tub down and we'll actually drive off site. Park our truck back over the far side. Now what it's asking us to do is actually compact that gravel. It's actually asking us to drop off some material. So we'll run across here first and actually move our material across. We most probably could have actually grabbed the compactor and moved it across, but as you can see there's 5 different blocks there we need to put in. So we'll swing our hook back over to our loading zone where we've actually placed everything on the ground. Actually pick up the material. And we'll head over this way first. Pick up these buckets of drums. I pick up the first lot. Kind of boom back in straight. And swing around to our left, try to line up square and then boom straight back down, swing a bit more to the left. As you can see, whatever you've got on your hook actually highlights a brighter colour on the ground. What are we going to do? We'll go for a long length of timber or some mesh. Grab a bundle of mesh, lift up the mesh, swing around to the left, and this will be the very far item or the closest item to the crane. So we'll boom in and swing into the left at the same time. Now we need a load of steel beams as well. So there's our steel beams just there. So we'll pick them up. Well, actually we might grab this box at the back. Alright, so we'll pick the box up. So it's going next to the bundles of buckets of whatever the material is. Oh, we hit the side of the building, so we'll drop this one down. Now we can grab our steel girders. They're wood planks. Ooh. Oh no, it's wood planks we need. There we go. Swing them around. There we go. small bundle of wood. I'll drop this into place. Now it's actually asking us to unpack the material, and it's also asking us to compact the material. So we'll head over and we'll actually grab our roller. We most probably should have grabbed this when we first actually parked our truck over here. It would have saved a little bit of time. Hold the triangle button in to climb into your roller. We'll just reverse back. We'll just drive this one over. Since this area we're compacting does not have a border, and we're actually on sand or dirt, when you turn your compactor on, it will not turn off if you actually drive outside the job site. So what we'll do, we'll just leave it on and just work our way back and forward. It's not worth doing an outside border for an area this small. So we'll just get on the job site, start up the compactor, and we'll just go back and forth and work across the site. Alright, outside the box, keep going again. As you can see, once you compact the rock, change that darker grey and more of a coarse area. So what I'll do is I'll actually quickly cut the video and I'll come back to you when we're in our 90s. Rightio. 91, 92, we're getting there, 97, and there we go, 100%. We'll turn the compactor off. We'll drive this roller back over off the job site, and then we can unpack the material. I'll just quickly run across here. Park the roller next to our truck. Alright, that looks good. We'll jump out and we'll run back over all this material we unloaded. Once we get here, we'll just hold the triangle button down and we'll actually unpack the mesh. Rightio, now it's actually asking us to concrete the slab, so we'll run back over and jump in our concrete truck. The truck should still have a bit of a load of concrete in it. We've got about a quarter of a load, so that's a start. So we'll swing around and we'll drive up to where the slab needs to be done, roughly parking halfway across the slab. Right, we'll pull up a tiny bit short. We've got a big reach here. Hold the square button in. Put our legs out on our concrete truck. Now we can lift our boom up. Right, lift our boom up. Swing it around. Get it clear of the truck so we can swing out the underarm. Then lower down the front arm. We're just trying to get that white circle inside the job area. Now we can turn the concrete pump on, discharge on the concrete pump. As you can see, your white circle changes from white to green. When it's green, it's showing you an area that needs concrete. Once it goes white, it's showing the area is actually full, so you need to keep moving. So we'll just do this face along next to the truck, and we'll work our way around until the pump runs out. Now we'll quick buy another load of concrete, start the discharge pump up, start the boom pump up. Now we'll just swing back and forth in the second run, trying to splash the concrete around, filling in any grooves or holes we've missed on the first run. Right to the edge. Just sit the pump on the edge for a little bit so it runs right up against the boards. And we'll run back across. There we go. Filling in fairly quickly. We'll head up to this corner, make sure it runs right to the corner, then work on this top edge. And there we go, we've hit 100%, so the pump automatically turns off. So we'll pack the boom up, we'll pack the legs up on the truck, and we'll quickly drive this truck back across the road. We might actually put it next to the excavator, so we'll swing around next to the excavator. Reverse it back. So we've still got 3/4 of a load of concrete in case we need to concrete anything else. Alright, we'll run back over to our material. It's actually asking us to unpack our next lot of material. So we'll unpack these wooden boards. There we go. Looks like we've put up a house frame. So we'll climb back into our crane. Looks like there's 6-7 pieces of walls we have to put up. So we'll move our white circle over the blue circle on the ground, lower our hook down, press the X button to hook our crane rope up, and now we'll just move this wall into place. Right, once the blue area goes green, actually hit the X button and it will drop it off into place. We might work our way anti-clockwise around this job. So we'll pick the next piece of wall up, just boom out a little bit, have it slot in. Right, hit the X button. Alright, move forward to this one on the top edge. Move our white circle around, try to line up the blue circle. Oh, rightio, we're going to pick up this far wall. Rightio. We'll lift this one up, dragging it out a little bit. We have to boom back in. Lift it up over that wall. Looks like it's part of the entrance wall. Right, we'll drop it in here and boom back out. Move to the centre, back out, hit the X button. Might try to do this back wall now. Lower our hook down, hit the X button, pick it up and just swing straight to our right. Should line up, hit the X button. Now we've got the two on the west side. Hit the first panel up first. Lower our boom down, hit the X button. Stand the panel up, lift it up, just boom straight back in, swing it around a little bit, lift it up, hit the X, 2 to go, hold back wall, right, drop the hook down, X button, pick our panel up, just boom straight in. Oops. Swinging around a bit. Right, hit the X button, and then we've got the one on the front. So line up that white circle, lower it down, hit the X button, just stand it up, and just swing to our right a tiny bit. And there we go, hit the X button. Now it's actually asking us to unpack more of the material, so we'll swing our hook back around. And we'll run over and we'll unpack the next lot of material. Alright, looks like it's automatically lined the walls. Now it needs us to unpack the roofing of the triangle in. And there we go, we've got some masonry sheeting we need to actually put into place. So we'll swing around. We've actually got 4 boards. We'll lower our hook down, lift it up a tiny bit, pick up our first floor, swing around and just drop it on whichever one it highlights. Lower it down, try to get on this far edge. What I'll do is I'll cut the video here and I'll come back to you when we get to our last piece of roofing we're putting in. Right. If you like this video, please feel free to hit the like button on your bottom left hand side of your screen. Right, we'll pick up the last panel. And please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I've just hit 300 subscribers. I'm trying to get 500 by Christmas. So please help my channel grow and feel free to subscribe. Righto, it's asking us to actually excavate another big hole and drop off some more material. So what we'll do is we'll run around and we'll actually get our dump truck. It's a fairly big hole we've got to excavate here. So we'll grab our dump truck and put it into place. Then we'll grab our excavator and we'll move across. And just swing around. Right, we'll drive over. This could take a fair few loads of actually soil to excavate out. Right, that's roughly where we'll park the truck. Then we'll move over and grab our excavator and tram our excavator across. Oh, just go back. Could take a minute or so to actually tram this excavator across. Unfortunately, while I was actually taping this, digging out this pit, I actually had a thunderstorm and I lost half the taping of it. So I will jump forward a little bit here in a sec once I actually start digging out this pit. Kind of position ourselves halfway across the pit wall, right at the far end, and so we can dig either side of the machine. Looks like a fairly big excavation. We can reach all the way that way. Should be able to reach all the way to the other side. Not quite, but we should be able to reach enough to actually make a big divot in it. So I'll fill up my bucket and I'll swing around and then we'll reposition the truck. I just held the triangle button in. You can see we've got to dig fairly deep. So I'll lift the bucket up there and we'll jump out and we'll move the truck into position. And just reverse back. Swing around and try to get the centre of the tray underneath that bucket. Right. A little bit further forward. I will jump back out, jump in the excavator. And we'll start tipping it out. Right, we'll swing around and take a few more buckets out and see how deep we actually have to dig this hole. So it'd be 2 to 3 buckets down. So there's a fair bit of digging involved here. Rightio, we're still not deep enough, so we'll have to dig down another bucket. What I might actually do is I'll cut the video here. We're up to 44 minutes, nearly 45 minutes, and what I'll do is I'll take up the rest of this job in our next video. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's becoming a very long series, this building this complex too, and I hope to catch you on episode 5. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.